And I'm going to prove I'm the fucking guy today. He should have used my name because he was talking about me. I don't disagree with everything he says.
Yeah.
They can fuck themselves up with this because this is serious stuff. You know, we're talking about dealing with hormones, and I take it very, very seriously. Totally delusional about what's going on. To what extent I've really been going through some shit, even though, like, because I look at my life and I think I got a great life. You don't have to have had some type of addiction. You just might go through some bad shit. Man, how do I eat the whole elephant? It's a big fucking elephant. Eat it one bite at a time, man. He was drunk and I beat him up. I'm an animal.
You're a workaholic.
Dude, I worked in the fucking hospital, sick in the bed in fucking Vegas I work. I'm not special. I'm just a guy who won't give the fuck up. I'm a guy who's not done yet. Doesn't end well unless it ends. Can't just report the fucking obvious.
I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come
just
and run
a
it all back.
motherfucking jump. Just go. And we welcome you to the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I am your host, Troy Neff, the fucking guy. And I'm going to prove I'm the fucking guy today. Today, by video, I've invited him on the program, but I'm going to show you a video that Dr. Bellman made after he became friends, you know, or started following me on TikTok. And then he did a video, and he should have used my name because he was talking about me, and I even said that on the said video, and he liked it. I mean, give me credit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, just give me credit.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you credit here. He's with the Anti-Aging Institute, the Male Anti-Aging Institute, and he's been doing videos, you know, and so we're going to, urologist. So, okay. You know, that's the specialty. You have that. You have endocrinologists, too, that treat this along with PCPs,
okay.
You know, your personal care physician. And I wanted to have him on the program and thought we could do a friendly little thing because I don't disagree with everything he says, but he hasn't been following me enough or looked at enough of my stuff to really know who I am and what I'm about. And the truth is, some guys using testosterone, they're done going to a doctor. They've been through it.
Yeah.
They didn't like what happened. They're doing it on their own, and they need some guidance still, though. And they're not going to the doctor to get it. Or you get younger men that do it, maybe for cycles or whatever, that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And young people, I was young once, sometimes we do shit. Damn the consequences or what somebody says they might be 40 years from now. Well, that's 40 years from now. I'll deal with it then. And they do shit and they can fuck themselves up with this because this is serious stuff.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking about dealing with hormones and I take it very, very seriously. And I don't think he understands how seriously I take it. I spend as much. See, he's also doing other procedures.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So he's not specifically.
Yeah, with
like,
prostate stuff. I mean, I think this is a big part of his practice, which is fantastic. I think that's great. But the people he needs to be lecturing to is not me. And not that he was lecturing to me in that way, you know, specifically like that. But I'm trying to point out to the things that I'll go through this with you and with our followers here that. Yeah, you need to be telling this to the PCPs out there, you know, at meetings or whatever little things when y'all get to fucking together and stuff like that, because it is bad, you know, that we don't have enough doctors like this to be able to treat the number of people who need to be treated.
Gotcha.
You know, that to me is what's important. And you know what happens when there's a hole in the marketplace? Some motherfucker fills it.
Naturally.
That's what happened. That's what I'm doing. He don't have to like it. I don't have any piece of paper. I've got zero fucking credentials, and not a single motherfucker has to take what I say to do anything with it. Throw it away. It's meaningless. It's entertainment. What I say is just entertainment. All right. All right. So yeah, I didn't say hello. Hello, Chase.
Hello. I can see that you're doing much better now.
I'm not as ugly, you know. I'm not as ugly. Dude, I was looking fucking ugly. My face was so thin and sunken in that I I told you how much it bothered me. It bothered me so much where at least I filled enough of it out to where at least I probably don't look like shit on camera now. You know, I don't have the size. I don't have the strength. I did a really good, solid chest workout today.
Okay.
But, you know, the strength just not there.
It's not there.
But I still did to failure what I could do of what I did at the weights I was using. That's just where I'm at. Because I'm just getting strength back, and I've had like sharp pains in the shoulder. The good thing is if I would have been healthy and could lift heavier, I would be hurting that shoulder. Okay, I couldn't hurt my shoulder because I couldn't lift that much because I had my stretch lab today, and that's what I was telling them. Right? Yeah, you know, and that's important, and I want to talk about that about my. It maybe in the second half, you know, of this. We'll deal with Dr. Bellman now, but I think in the second half of this show today, I want to talk about how I've handled these circumstances that have come up lately.
Okay,
you know, like my knee, you know, being a setback. I've had surgery a year and a half ago. You know, because I had problems in my abdomen, and you know, with that, and got that fixed, and they put that mesh in there and that kind of stuff when you do that. But I'm still having some issues there. Yeah. And you know, going through a divorce, throw that on top of there.
Yeah, that's a big one.
And then, you know, I go and like lay a big egg in fucking Vegas, you know, my health, and I end up in the hospital for 4 fucking days. Yeah. And dropping 32 pounds, getting hit with COVID.
That was crazy. That was still, like, I honestly did not I don't know if, because when you were referring to, like, going back and watching that video where you were in the sweat, blood and shirt, and I didn't because I put it side by side. I put that video next to you.
Yes.
And I didn't realize how much weight you had lost.
Yeah.
Like, even, like, still, like, when I look back at it, I'm just like, bro,
dude, I was looking pretty solid. I was looking good.
Bigger than I remember. Thank you. Bigger.
Thank you. I wanted to be bigger.
Because I don't know if it was like me just like seeing you as often, so I kind of just didn't like notice it as much. But when I went back and like put the video, I was like, yo, what? He was not joking. The size comparison is it's crazy.
And I see that. It's crazy. And it flips me the fuck out.
I understand that now. Now that I went back and saw.
You know, I see where I want to be, and I've had some goals, and I did want to compete again. And then we have these setbacks. Other people, or many people, I think, they have something they want to do or achieve, but they don't see it. What they see is whatever obstacle is in the way of achieving it.
Oh, yeah.
And through all of this, what I'm really happy with myself about is not doing that, is still taking those steps forward. And so I'll get into that because I think that's really important because, you know, everybody goes through something, and people are going to, if you listen to the video that got posted on Tuesday, me interviewing my friend Bob, I mean, Jesus Christ, the dude should be fucking dead. Really?
100%.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, addicts like that die. Addicts do die. and he's lucky by the grace of God that he wasn't one of them.
Yeah, and I'm glad he wasn't, because those
a very long video, but worth it if you're on a trip and stuff, and maybe you have to break it up listening to. But you know, he tells basically pretty much his whole story as he's ever told it. As much he's told his story before, but he's never been given 2 hours to tell
the entirety.
You know,
of it.
Yeah. So you get details in there, and he really
it's a great watch. I recommend it to any editing that.
And at the end, you know, we kind of tear up a couple of times too, like asshole. But now let's do this Dr. Bellman thing, okay? So Dr. Bellman is on TikTok, started following me, and you know, commenting because I have a video that's now finally gone viral for me. Yeah. So let me set this up for y'all. On TikTok, over a few years, it took me a while, I built up a following of 15,000 people. And my account ended up getting banned, and it got banned for 2 reasons. One, maybe somewhat of my videos, but because those videos are still being used, and people post pictures of just drugs, who sell drugs, you know, testosterone, that's all they do. So they're not educating people. Yeah. I'm educating people on these drugs and peptides and the different therapies. I'm educating people. So these motherfuckers started because my videos were good, taking my videos and creating a fake account, Troy.Neff1, kind of shit, and they're not supposed to be able to do that, but I reported it to TikTok and they didn't take them down.
They didn't
care.
Care.
That's what they're supposed to do. And then I would get in trouble because you would be a troll and you would say something like, "Why aren't you bigger?" And I'd be like, "Fuck you, motherfucker." You know what I'm saying? Like, I push back a little bit. You know how I am. I push back. Because these things everybody responds differently and everybody has different goals. Everybody's goal is not to look like Samson Duda, the new Mr. Olympia. The guy's a monster. Besides being, he's also tall. He's a big-ass motherfucker.
He's a pretty big person.
Yeah, he's a pretty big person too. So good for him winning Mr. Olympia. That's kind of, it just seems like every few years it kind of changes, and then whoever it changes to, they go on a pretty good run.
Oh yeah.
And so it's kind of been changing hands more. And I think that's a good thing. Necessarily.
More competition.
So,
more motivation in a way.
Yeah. So my account got banned. Yeah. 15,000 got taken down, and I had some really great videos on there that are just totally gone now for educational purposes. And I've been redoing it, and I had to start at scratch, and it's been slow. And I was only a week ago up to around 680, something like that. And then a clip that you had made talking about testosterone went viral. It's up to over 70,000 now. And I've gotten, I'm almost at, what was it, 1900?
I believe it was
18, 19, 18 something. I'm
18-ish.
pushing 1900 now.
Yep.
But by the end of this week, for sure, I'll be over 2,000 followers, with 1,300 of them gotten just this last week, and which is great. And it's still going. And I want it to keep going.
Hey,
please
we'll keep on going. Oh, yeah.
And hopefully we can get some of those folks over here to the podcast too. So, I've spent a lot of time doing this, and I've approached this the same way as I did my TikTok, which is we're just going to go, and we're going to do our best. We're going to learn. We're going to keep improving, learning how this shit works to gather a bigger audience and bring in, I'm not looking for the biggest audience. I'm looking for the biggest audience that likes what I do and what I'm about, and that wants to be a part of what I call this tribe. This is our tribe, the Outlaw Fitness family. And it's not for everyone. So I'm not looking for the big, because I didn't have the biggest numbers on TikTok when I had 15,000. But that 15,000, they were into the shit that I was doing. Yeah. And that's what was important. And I was able to have a lot of engagement too. And that's what I've been doing. I've been engaging in as many of these as possible. And how many people can do that? Spend that time to engage and answer the questions. And then I've given people my phone number. I've been talking to people, privately and answering questions and directing them the right way. And so I appreciate Dr. Bellman giving me this opportunity to critique his video, because his video is basically talking about me.
I brought up, yeah.
And some of you you know what I'm about and what I've done and what I believe as far as testosterone replacement therapy, and what I really believe is in testosterone optimization therapy. I'm not sure he's quite there yet, but if, I'm also for whatever works for you, even though I think twice a week is good. If you're really set and you've been doing once a week for 5 years and you're good and you don't feel it, I'm telling you, your testosterone, it drops from the first day to the 7th day when or the 8th day when you do it again. I'm telling you, it fucking drops.
That's
all right.
Just the science behind it.
But if you don't, if you're okay with that and you're good, I'm good, dude. I'm not going to beat somebody up about it. So you're just wrong. Why would you do that? That's not me. This is who I am, which he doesn't know, which is about diet and about training. I don't say that like he has on his thing. Can people see this now?
Yeah.
This is the only method for testosterone replacement, which is totally bullshit,
out
dude.
A lot of stuff there, no?
Totally bullshit, because I don't believe there's one method for dieting. I don't believe there is one method for training. Now, in dieting, almost all the different methods are going to result in one thing, usually some type of calorie restriction or lower calories. But how you get there and what method you use to get there, it could be 100. You could do it many different ways.
Different roads.
Look, and how do we know it's true? We don't like to say it, but there have been people that have proven it to be true by going on a McDonald's diet and losing weight because they kept the calories within a certain range and they lost weight eating shitty McDonald's every fucking meal.
I'm sure he felt like shit afterwards, but
he probably did. I'm not saying to make you feel good, but he lost weight.
Yeah.
And pretty much they say your markers improve no matter how you do it.
Yeah.
But there are better ways than others or more efficient. And that's all I'm talking about. What's the optimum way? I'm not saying it's the only motherfucking way, but there are optimum ways. Yeah. Dude, I don't even do it. What I would think is the most optimum way is microdosing. Doing it daily or every other day. I don't do that. And I think that's the shit.
Yeah.
Because there you're getting as close as you can to what your body used to do.
Yeah, because you're keeping up with your body.
Yeah. I don't do that. I do twice a week. I do different things. But I have my reasons for doing them. But I never do less than twice. And if I'm just on TRT, I might do that.
Okay.
I have broken it up and done a little bit more that way, doing some microdosing,
Kinda
like 3 times a week.
Going on in life and stuff like that.
Well, it's what I'm trying to do with my body personally, my health, my training,
like personal goals, and
like what I've been going through now is totally fuck shit up. I had to totally change, but I decided I'm training. I don't have any restrictions. I'm going to put it back on. Okay. You know what I mean? That's my goal, is to put this on healthy, but still resolve whatever these issues are. But the further I get away from this incident happening and my heart rate not getting out of control, my blood pressure being even better, the more I think that they might say at some point, and I'll keep everybody informed, that it was because of the COVID, the shit that happened to my heart, because he said it's a possibility.
Really?
Yeah. We don't know for sure that it was, but people who've had COVID have developed heart issues that happened because of the COVID. Okay. Now I have some other issue that I don't think is related. That's the thyroid, which is totally separate. And we're checking that out too. But yeah, I'm leaning more towards it. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. But this is just what the doctor said and the information we have and how I feel now, and the activity that I'm doing now. And I don't have the fatigue that I had, previously. I mean, I was fatigued. I was dragging from the time now I'm still not sleeping great, but despite not sleeping great,
you're looking
my energy level
better.
way different. And I'll have to say the video prior to Bob. Okay, the one we cut short, kind of a little bit, 40 minutes. I really thought I sucked on that episode, and I listened to it, and at least in my own opinion of myself, it's not as terrible as I thought it was.
Oh, no.
I really thought it was horrible, dude. I was like,
other than like your energy levels, I mean, the content provided, I believe it was good content. Your energy levels, you could obviously tell you were going through it like a slump. But I don't think that affected necessarily that content.
I thought it did. I really did. Until I actually saw it back. Yeah. Just doing it and how I felt gave me that feeling.
No, I totally understand.
So like I said, I know I'm not ripping on this doctor because he doesn't know me, okay? And he's doing his content, and I think it's good, and I support that. I support good information getting out to people because there's so much good information out there. It's not good.
Yeah.
And I think that if he was on the broadcast or on the show, he'd see we probably agree on more than we don't.
We'll convince him.
You know what I'm saying?
After he sees this video.
I think so.
We'll send him a clip of this.
Well, think about it. Like, maybe there's not a whole shit ton of fucking people watching us yet.
Yeah.
But look what we just did. With this show that we couldn't have done otherwise, is we created a clip that went viral on TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's huge.
You never know what
he could be on the show, and we could give him a clip that might do the same thing. because obviously that's to both of our benefits for, our audiences to grow and
stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, because again, it's informational. He's trying to be informational. But again, I'm not worried because if everybody started going to doctors for their TRT, I'm okay with that. Because I make the least on that and work the fucking hardest. Okay, yeah. I do. I just do it for people because I care, right, because I give a shit, right? And I could just take care of just the people who want to do other things than the TRT. And he can't do that. He can't do what I do.
Not legally, at least.
That's right. That's funny. I was finishing up watching the McMahon documentary on Netflix, and the doctor that they had that was the one that started prescribing the stuff and went to jail over it. But it was actually legal to do. It was actually legal to prescribe steroids then.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Really? So he got charged after the fact? Let me not distract you.
Yes, he did. He got charged.
I'll watch it on my own time.
It was neat. All right, so let's do this. We should have started already. Let's start Dr. Bellman's video from the very beginning, and I'm just going to have you stop. We're going to go through the whole motherfucker. This is the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy. You know what I fucking want. You've been getting some value from this. I need paid. I don't do shit for free. I want paid. Share the video.
Yeah.
All right, let's do that.
Dr. Gary Bellman, board certified urologist. You are a fool if you are not doing microdosing for testosterone replacement. You are misguided if you're not doing at least 2 injections a week. Is that true? That's what people proclaim.
This is me.
Advise on social media. So
I'm people on social media.
The goal of testosterone replacement is the goal of testosterone replacement to achieve levels of 900, 1,000 every day, or more accurately, the goal of testosterone replacement is to make men feel better. It's to alleviate the symptoms of hypogonadism, lethargy, fatigue, tiredness, moody, unmotivated. So the goal is not to achieve high levels. Yes, usually there's a correlation between higher levels and alleviation of symptoms.
Stop there.
But basically,
the goal is not to achieve high levels, but yet the higher levels, the higher numbers are basically more likely to solve the problem and give you the feeling that you want to have. Is that correct?
I mean,
did we hear the same thing?
Definitely heard the same thing.
But I've never said that we're just trying to achieve a number.
Yeah.
Because you can achieve that number and somebody still may not feel right. You don't know what side effects somebody's going to feel or not feel.
Mm-hmm.
And again, why wouldn't I tell somebody off the top, if I think 2 times is better, or 2 times or more is better, you're coming to me for information, or you're coming to him for information, into his office.
Yeah.
Don't you expect, there may be 4 different things. There may be 5 different medications. You have a virus or illness, or whatever it is. There may be 5 medications, but one seems to treat it better than all the other 4. Why wouldn't you recommend which one you think is best first?
That is a great question.
That's no different. Why wouldn't you recommend the number of injections? Now, when the patient says, I'm afraid of needles, I'm a pussy. Okay. Then you could say, well, why don't you try once a week and see if that works? That could work. This is optimum to do 2 or more. But if you don't like using the needles, do 1. Or again, we'll get into the others as he brings it up. I don't want to get ahead of it here, but but you understand what I'm saying. Does that make sense? Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Because
you're not preaching high numbers. You're just saying
I'm not preaching high numbers
because that correlates to the feeling
better.
Of
course.
Exactly.
And maybe not in his office and not every day, but I know there's going to be a little wave of ups and downs.
Yeah.
I just don't want there to be this or this. From the video that I posted, that clip, the things that people have told me that their doctors have said to them, he should read that shit. Read that. And I think he's read some, which is my point. Doc, Talk to these motherfucking doctors. The one that put somebody on 400 milligrams every 3 weeks or some bullshit. You know what I mean?
Thanks.
Yeah, the guy felt good for 4 or 5 fucking days.
Yeah, and then he came crashing down.
He's absolutely crashing. That's ridiculous. I mean, it's just, it's dumb. So I just want people to know where I'm coming from and where the numbers are. You're going to be hearing numbers. You're going to be denied testosterone because of the number. Your number is going to be 315, and the low number at that lab was 260. And so your doctor just said, you're fucking okay. And you're not. He didn't consider one thing about all the symptoms that he just mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, I'm going to bring up numbers because that's what people understand. But I bring in, that's not the only thing. And we keep talking about total test. And I try to be careful to also bring in free testosterone. I don't always mention it, but I should mention it more than I have, because both numbers mean something.
Yeah,
both
matter.
Numbers are important.
Okay.
And some people might even feel the free test is even more important, because somebody could have, if you have a high total test but low free test,
mm-hmm.
that high total test number ain't going to mean shit. You're going to feel like shit. So that's why that means something too.
Quick
you know,
definition
so
of
the big three, you know, is going to be total test, your the free test is what's available.
Gotcha.
And then your estradiol. Those are your big three. There's other things that absolutely matter, you know, prolactin levels. People are looking for, you know, other things that happen to be able to bring certain things down. Those are more, to me, more minor though. The big three in being treated are going to be those three that I just mentioned. So, all right, let's continue.
Alleviation of symptoms.
Dr. Bellman.
Basically, the goal is to alleviate symptoms. So I have men on different types of testosterone, and many of them are happy with each of them. I have many men happy on weekly injections. I have some men who feel better and feel there's a fall off, and they like to do 2 injections a week. I have a small group of men who want to do daily injections. It hurts, but it feels.
Stop right there.
I have some men who really prefer.
A lot of times, guys that are doing daily injections, they're doing sub-Q, okay? And they're using a diabetic pin.
Gotcha.
Okay? Come on, don't tell me that shit hurts. Don't be a motherfucking pussy there. All right? Come on now. Okay? That's tiny. We're not talking about sticking the 23, you know, which I do mostly when I'm doing a cycle. 25, which is pretty typical, you know, in my ass when I'm doing TRT. Okay, it's not close to that. We're talking about a 29 gauge, you know, a 27, 29 gauge. We're talking about, it takes forever to fucking fill. That's why people don't use those more often, because you're sitting there like this, waiting for that thing to fill up because it's so slow. Because you're talking about a thicker fluid going through this tiny little motherfucking thing.
I didn't know it was thicker.
What? It's not like water.
Yeah, but I didn't think it was like...
no, it's thicker because there's an oil with it.
Gotcha.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
You know, so yeah, that's... it hurts. That's the whole point. You know, like...
It's worth the bit of pain that you're...
Yes. And just don't be a pussy. Go ahead.
Feels better. I have some men who really prefer pellets. I have some men who enjoy topicals and feel that they feel better. And I'm not a huge fan of topicals. So, but
all right, stop.
We'll stop again. The goal.
The goal is to alleviate the symptoms. I got it. So first of all, pellets. Okay. Once you put the pellets in, you're stuck with those pellets because they're going inside your skin. They're going inside you. Okay. You don't know what kind of reaction you're going to have. And, you know, good, bad, different, you know, you can't control it. Once it's in, it's in. I don't like that. And a lot of people don't. And a lot of people may, here's the thing. People who start with pellets or the cream usually don't stay with it and eventually move to injections. It's just less effective. I'm not saying it doesn't work at all or can't help any men. Okay. And there might be a small minority that it's absolutely motherfucking perfect for. Okay, maybe it is.
Yeah.
It's not optimum. It's just not the best. I've just seen it over and over again. You know, what can I do? How's it going to be if I go to injections? I've had the pellets, you know, and people just don't like I said, I don't like not being able to control it. Now the cream, you have to do that a couple different times a day, and then you have to be careful not to get it on anyone. That's just a lot of motherfucking work. And how accurately are you pulling?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like,
that's very hard.
It's not
Any
the
sort of
same. And
pace.
even he said he wasn't a fan of it.
Yeah.
You know, but like me, if somebody, it's not something I recommend or provide to anyone, but, you know, if somebody really insists and they're that big a pussy about needles, that's your options are pellets and cream. Now, at some point, I think there was a company, pharmaceutical company in Mexico that was, you know, working on a pill or has a pill. But as of now, like, that's not something we have available here. You know?
I did not know that.
We'll see. Yeah. And the whole cream, did he say you like feel better with the cream? The only guys feeling better with the cream is that's not cream, that's Vaseline, and they're stroking their dick. Okay. Or maybe they can't stroke their dick because they don't have enough testosterone. They're not even hard. You know what I'm saying? That's just like, fuck the cream. Let's just, yeah. All right.
Oh, I gotta love that.
To alleviate symptoms. Unlike other things in medicine, if you take a statin for your cholesterol, as an example, it doesn't matter how you feel. You want your LDL levels
it's not going to give you any feeling.
It's not about how you feel. If you're taking a blood pressure pill, as another example, the goal is not how you feel. The goal is to achieve accurate low blood pressure. Testosterone replacement is different. It's not about high levels, low levels.
He should have used other examples, because in a whole lot of other types of medicine that are provided for various things, it is how you motherfucking feel. Even pain meds, right?
It's like pretty much
how you
motherfucking
feel. Because different milligram doses affect people differently.
Yeah.
You know, 5 barely does anything for me if like it's after a surgery or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, 10 usually works. But, you know, 10 probably would knock Dawn the fuck out. You know what I mean? She'd be like laid the fuck out. Like that's so it is how you feel.
I mean,
how you feel matters. Most medicine, like how when you go into why are you going in there? You don't fucking feel good.
Yeah.
Okay, so for a lot of shit, it is how you feel. Now,
a high majority.
A high majority.
Yeah.
It is how you feel. So and the problem is, and again, I'm addressing this to Dr. Bellman. The problem, Dr. Bellman, is the fact that your colleagues are not taking symptoms into account at all.
Gotcha.
At all. That's my motherfucking problem. The problem isn't that I'm also using some numbers that help alleviate those problems most of the time that you acknowledged earlier. It's the fact that they don't think about it or ask the patient at all. Or like I just had a guy who was prescribed 300 milligrams of testosterone, which is rare that high.
A week or?
It started out every 2 weeks.
Okay.
And then, but he didn't test him at first. He ran no blood work.
Grabbed a number and was like, hey.
Apparently the guy said that, you know, hey, I'm having, you know,
like these symptoms,
like he kind of started talking about it. And the guy just prescribed it to him. And then the way he did the blood test after is all fucked up. And if I showed it all to him, he'd agree. That's all fucked up. That's not how you do it.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to prescribe it. And 6 to 8 weeks later, not like 2 weeks later, or the guy said, you know, hey, I'm not feeling good. And he changes it to, you know, once a week or like a lower dose. And then his numbers jump up fast. His estrogen jumped up fast and it was low on the other test. He's not letting it time to kind of settle in either. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. To like grab the information.
To
adjust.
Yeah, and he's just calling in and talking to a nurse, and then he calls him, and we'll just do this. It's like he's just guessing.
Yeah,
like just everything you told me. You just know the guy is just guessing.
He's going off a book somewhere.
I don't know. I don't know what book says to do that, but that's not good. All right.
Pressure. Testosterone replacement is different. It's not about high levels, low levels. Yes.
Every time I look at him, I think he needs to shave his head.
But basically, the end goal is how men feel. And
or get a wig.
Men feel fine on weekly injections. If men prefer pellets, if some people prefer microdosing. So clinics, experts who advocate you're an idiot if you're doing this and that, that's not the take-home message. The take-home message is to make men feel better. There's many different ways to do it.
Some of the people I talk to are idiots. I'm sorry. They are.
Pretty common here in Arizona.
It is. And I'm sure he's had some idiots as well. So, but all in all, again, we agree more than we disagree.
Yeah, that's what I was about to tell you. Is like you guys say a lot of similar stuff, so I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, well, it must be like on the comments on here, and so I want to go through some of these.
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, let's see. And then some people asking him about cost on here. How stupid are milligrams they? Yeah, you know what? Why don't you? Yeah, play the video. Play that. Is that our video that went viral? Play that video. Yeah. Cypionate, half ml, twice a week. You're doing it twice a week, and I explained to him the whole thing about doing it once a week. Even if you're doing the Cypionate once a week, you're doing a mini roller coaster. If you're doing it every 2 weeks, your doctor don't know what the fuck he's talking about. You're totally fucked. Okay, you're crashing. It is not good. Nobody uses that protocol anymore. Stop it. Nobody. The one thing in his video, you didn't hear.
Huh.
You didn't hear 2 weeks, did you?
No.
He said weekly injections.
And he said twice.
But he said twice a week, and he said microdosing. He said pellets. He said cream. But you know what he didn't say? Every 2 weeks is not a good protocol. It's just not. Even he didn't say it was. You can get away with it once a week. I don't think it's best, but you can get away with it.
Yeah.
But every 2 weeks, that's a roller coaster for sure. That's fucked up, right?
Huh.
Yeah, I noticed that shit. That's why I'm on this side.
Fair, no. I mean, that's fair. That's completely fair.
Go ahead. Finish it. Changing when it's done right. So I know if somebody is on TRT and they're not having success, I know that it's not being done right because 99% of people, it's going to change their life. It's such a high percentage. It's just incredible and amazing. And that's what it's all about. So it does matter. And I think you would agree with that. Listen to your dumbass friend. Listen to me. And I'll even give you information to take to your doctor if that's what you want to do. So you can check. And I have done that on that video. I know more than just people ask, what should I take to my doctor? I don't know. Tell him to watch my video.
Yeah, that was my favorite part at the end there.
Yeah. So I'm going to go to my video and go into the comments and share some of that. So you see, I got my USA shirt on. USA. What do people do when Donald Trump is announced at the Alabama football game? They, it was Alabama, Georgia. They chant USA, USA. You need your felon shirt. Only felons. Okay, he's going to put a picture of it over here. He's going to have like a little email. Okay, if you want to get one. Okay, there's not a lot of time left. We got to make some people. Let's just irritate some people between now and Election Day, right? It's a cool shirt. It fits good. It's comfortable. You'll really like it. All right. I'm the Outlaw Apostle. I'm Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy. Are you pinning or taking orally? What the fuck does he think I'm taking orally? That's so stupid. It's like crazy. And then you get these motherfuckers. I like 400 a week. Feels amazing. Yeah, I bet it does. It's also a cycle dose, too. That is not motherfucking. That's not TRT. See, he's not getting those people. He's not getting people doing a cycle on his page, right? Oh, let's see. And then people, well, here's a guy, 140 milligrams every 4 days. I don't get these every 3 or 4 days, people, but whatever. Yeah. Just do it twice a week and make it simple. Why change the day all the time and have to? Best add-on is VAR at 12 to 15 milligrams daily. No, it's not. Because one, that's not that's not TRT anymore. When you start stacking other things on it, mostly it's not TRT. Now, some things it can be, and there are some clinics that will do this. Your PCP is not going to do this, but some clinics might prescribe Anavar. You might be able to get it. And Deca for joints. They will add small doses. Gotcha. for joints works. And I would still call that TRT and not being on the cycle.
Okay.
Most guys using Deca are using higher amount dosages, and they're doing it to add size, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
But 12 to 15 milligrams a day, shit, that wouldn't do shit for most women, okay? That's
Gotcha.
it's just bad. Okay. I was tested, and my doctor didn't tell me my results and said I'm in the norm. I don't feel in the norm. I feel sluggish. Again, here's another example of where the doctor didn't take into consideration, and you got to, like, if they don't give you your results, you push them. You're entitled to those fucking. You're entitled to those fucking results, which is what I told him. You know, you're entitled to those, and it does matter how you feel. And then here, and so I kind of tagged doctor. So many men are being turned away. I talked to one guy today. His urologist put him on one shot every 3 weeks. And then his research, yes, I often treat men who are technically in the normal range, but with symptoms 300 to 400. Because I brought up to him too, what I repeat over and over again. What's the standard range, doc? And that's when he came at me with the numbers don't matter. Well, but there's no standard range. That now I believe urologist, like that's like
his specialty.
A specialty that they have, like besides the labs have their own high, low normals. Urologists have it. It might be, I think it's in the 300 to 900 range.
Okay.
Is normal, whatever their number. But they have, urologists have a number.
Like them
unrelated, them specifically. But there's no, you know, for medicine, for all doctors,
there's no set
this
number.
Is the high number. This is the no number. There's no standard.
Yeah.
None. And he can't tell me there is, because there isn't.
Because there isn't. Yeah.
And the problem is the doctors are using those numbers to turn people away. Or this doctor would have no problem with somebody having a total level of like 1,045.
Yeah.
He gets labs done. They're perfect, like literally perfect. This is actually the story I'm telling you as a client of mine.
Okay.
Felt like Superman, was pinning every day. And because he was over 1,000 and felt great and had no problems in his labs, the doctor wanted to reduce the dosage. Dr. Bellman would not do that. That's where I'm trying to say he and I would agree much more than we wouldn't agree. But that's the point I'm trying to make. And there's not enough doctors doing the right thing that,
sharing
guess
the right
what?
Information.
Now you got me on fucking TikTok talking. That's what you got. You got me. You got me.
I'm excited for the future interview. I know you said that you declined one, but I know it's
he's in the SoCal urology department.
Okay. All
Southern
right.
California, baby. USC. USC fucked me this weekend, by the way.
Yeah, whatever.
I had a 7-pick parlay and got 6 out of 7. And I lost in the last minute because Maryland beat USC. I would have had, like, it was a small bet that paid off, would have paid off big, dude. Big. Nice.
It's always one school.
Dude, I did pretty good this weekend, though.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've been doing these weird parlays, like and adding individual stats in there, doing different things like that. Yeah, I've hit on those.
What do you use if you don't mind me asking?
What's that?
What do you use if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, DraftKings.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and like, I'll even share my DraftKings information with Dr. Bellman if he wants. Again, there's another guy. Let's see. I take 0.25 twice a week. So he's basically taking 50 milligrams a week. Here's what happened to Don. Don is taking just enough to get shut down after, 7-8 weeks. And he's not even he's not even close. Like, that's 50 milligram, like a week. Dude, it should be, because it's 0.25,
So he's doing twice a week.
Well, he might be at 100. Because 0.25 of 200, which is that would be 50 milligrams. So he's doing 100.
Okay.
Which works for some people.
Mm-hmm.
See, now some people on here are taking the dose that Don is and getting up to 1,000, but it's rare and feeling good.
Gotcha.
And feeling good, Dr. Bellman. And others, like Don, are being low dosed and doesn't feel good. But that's going to be the case generally with that dosage.
Gotcha.
It's going to be a smaller number there. It's going to be a bigger number, you know, from 75 to 100, you know, twice a week.
Okay.
And then on the outside, people like me at 125 twice a week to get there.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, like you're usually going to be on like one side, like a.
Yeah, but the biggest group of people most people probably are going to get to that, you know, upper high normal range and feel good in that 75 to 100 milligrams twice a week range.
Okay.
You know, or 200 milligrams, 100 either 150 or 200 milligrams a week.
Yeah.
We're just talking about dividing that number up.
Gotcha.
Okay,
gotcha,
is that better?
That makes a lot. Yeah, that made a lot more sense.
And this guy, like, he's 45 PTSD. His level was at 90. And look at him now. And I checked out his picture. Like, the guy's total life changer. Total life changer. It does a lot, you know, for people's moods and overall well-being. It's a big, big deal. Yeah, if you see one, you want me to. Yeah,
no, I was just trying to find the ones you were.
That's it. Big, solid guy. He wants to feel good, right?
Oh yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Like that.
And, you know, somebody asked me about a starting dosage. What do I recommend first? Do you know what I recommend first? Get tested.
Oh, yeah.
This guy, 200 milligrams, you know, every Saturday afternoon. I didn't give the dude any shit. That's great. You know, if that works for you, fine.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's still not as good as 100 twice. And I have had somebody said that, like, doing it twice versus doing it once, they felt worse. I don't know how you feel worse. That I've never heard, but whatever.
Is there like if you take too much of it, would that like almost like counteract it at all?
No, because you are going to take too much of it if you're on a cycle.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Compared to this. Yes, Tim, I mean, like, I break it down and I still have to. Are you suggesting to take whatever your normal dosage is, split it up, and inject multiple times per week? Yes. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yes. And then this guy, if you're taking 700 milligrams a week, break it down to 2 times a week. No, dude, we're talking about TRT here. We could do a post or a video on cycles. I do that. I'm 200 milligrams a week, 100 Sunday, 100 Wednesday. It is life-changing. I moved to 3 times a week. Nothing wrong with that, I say. Switch to 200 milligrams, Mondays and Thursdays. Okay? That's not TRT now if you're doing 200 milligrams each day.
What, 1 ml once per week for 20 years?
What's that?
Has that been 1 ml?
Yeah. Yeah, which is going to usually be 200 milligrams.
Gotcha.
See, it depends what it says on the Bible or bottle. Does it say 200 milligrams per ml or 250 per ml?
Oh.
That's how you know. Because you can't just go by when somebody says 0.5. Yeah, 0.5 of what, dude?
I think that's where I was confusing it. Where I was like, what?
Now, this guy does 50 milligram Monday, Wednesday, Friday. No fluctuations. Great. That's what my point is. 150 milligrams a week, right? I do 5 days a week in insulin needles. Remember, that's what I did. This guy, yep.
The microdosing one.
Yep. Levels, this other guy, Crafty Dad, 200 milligrams, 500, or doing half ml once a week. So 100 milligrams, levels seem to be around 600-700. He's mediocre. But now he's not feeling as good now. Mm-hmm. So, you know, you're going to need to increase it. Just started 100 milligram sip twice a week. I said, perfect. And then here, again, if you check my shit, it kind of makes sense. Is 200 milligrams once a week bad? My response, and this is 4 days ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not optimal. Split it into 2 or more is better. Keeps you more even. I didn't say it was bad.
Yeah.
I didn't say, yeah, that's bad. I'm just saying
optimal.
It's not the most optimal to keep you the most level. There's no way you're going to stay, 982. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that when you're fucking natty, dude. Different times of the day and energy levels, it goes up and down and it's all over the place. I know that, Doc. I'm not your normal motherfucker over here with
some random guy that just decided to.
I don't have a piece of paper
Yeah, he knows his stuff.
Yeah, and he knows a whole lot of shit that I don't know. He's a urologist. I know testosterone. That's what I know.
Yeah,
I know quite a bit about the hormones, and more than your colleagues who are really fucking it up. Okay, so get your colleagues to do better. I'll go away.
Everyone's happy.
I'll go away. Not exactly, but
I was about to say, yeah. With some
but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Oh, this guy, again, doing it more often can help you eliminate or likely have less side effects, potential side effects. I use insulin syringes 5 days a week, and this alone put my blood pressure back in normal range.
Is that true, though?
Yes, absolutely.
So
it's true.
if you do it more often at lower
it
doses,
it can.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Now, just because you do it less often at a higher dose doesn't mean it's going to happen, but it can.
Gotcha.
And just by making that change, obviously, he says back in a normal range, his blood pressure, it was not in a normal range. So he started out doing a higher dose and not microdosing when he started. Okay. Twice a week here, Tuesday and Friday is big difference than once a week. Perfect. And then you had your 20-year guy. I said, maybe feeling-wise. I've tried no difference. Yeah, maybe feeling-wise, but your level drops. Protocols advance. You want to do old protocol? Go right ahead. He's not going to hurt himself doing it. I've never said it. And I don't think anywhere on here I've called people, if you keep doing it once a week, you're an idiot. Well, if it's every 2 weeks or more, your doctor's the idiot, not you. The doctor's the idiot.
Yeah, you've been pretty. Unless someone's
I'm not calling
talking,
you an idiot.
Yeah, unless you're listening to one of your gym bros. I'm pretty sure that's the only time you. But even then, you've always been pretty clear on the idea of.
And this guy, I don't get to every 10 days either. 200 milligrams every 10 days.
That's a weird number.
It makes
every
zero sense. I don't. Let's see. Anybody else that I want to highlight here? Yeah, because we got 560 comments.
Oh yeah.
2,300 likes. Look at the shares though, there, bro.
403 and 319 bookmarks.
Yeah,
that's
70. We're just shy of 80,000 right now.
Reviews.
Yep. So that was good, and I like seeing that video because with that shirt and everything, I'm jacked as 100%. Fucking hell, dude.
That's the video I was referring to too. When pictures side by side. Yeah, no, I like. I want
to be jacked again.
I
feel so small.
Gotta get you a shirt that says "Make Troy swole again." I love
that. Make Troy big again. Need to make that a hat.
I've never seen the black shirt, by the way. Have you ever put that on?
I haven't had this one on any of the videos.
I don't think we have ever seen that one. I like it. But yeah, you were referring to that you wanted to talk about something towards the end of this episode.
Yes, I did. Because I think it's, people do follow my stuff for motivational shit too. And that's the stuff, the clips that you make. Oh, we have a new word that somebody suggested. And I don't know the guy's name. It was whatever his symbol thing was. And I told him I was going to use it. And I'm giving him credit for it. All right. That when I say something really cool, you know what we're going to call that now? A broverb.
A broverb. Okay. All right.
I love broverbs. Troy's broverbs.
Okay.
Right? Like when I say smart shit, You like that? Come
really
on, I can
that's
rock
like really
with that.
dope. I can fuck with that.
Yeah, we could fuck with that. We could find ways to work that in, but that's the thing now. My broverbs. Yeah, and
All
people do, follow me for that because they say so, on my on all of my social media except for X because I got like 130 people on X. Like,
Go follow
my
him on
X
X.
goes
Go
nowhere.
follow him on X.
Yeah.
It's in the
It's
description.
going nowhere. Just nothing. I like X because I can
Say what you
I
like
can
to say.
just because I can call people idiots. I can call them dumb motherfucking idiots, and I don't get banned and bullshit.
Oh man.
And those are just anti-Trump people that are just totally delusional about what's going on. But that's they think the same of me. So okay, I'm good. I'm good with that. But yes, broverbs.
I like that. I really do
like
that.
that. Troy's broverbs.
It's a lot smoother than I expected. Honestly, when you were saying it, I was like, oh, it's gonna be something like really corny. But that I actually really like that. Proverbs.
It is.
I must start using that in my daily vocabulary.
Yeah.
Is that one of your proverbs, dog?
Yeah. It's really good. Some people know my story. It's on here. You can find it. And there's more to that story as well. But a big part about it is addiction and recovery and the things that have happened to me, even being a recovered alcoholic or alcoholic in recovery that was sober for, some years under my belt and then still bad shit happening and how I got through that. And you don't have to have had some type of addiction. You just might go through some bad shit. People are going through some bad shit, down south, from Tennessee to Florida because of the hurricanes that have thrown off whatever plans they had and they made. Don't throw the plan away. Don't throw the goal away.
Yeah.
Dig through that fucking shit. The obstacle that's in your way, you got this mound of rocks. You know how you remove the mound of rocks? One at a time. Didn't they used to say? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
I've never heard that.
You never heard that?
No,
Yeah.
that's what that.
Yeah.
I mean, but it makes sense.
One bite at a time.
Makes sense. Nice and
Man,
simple.
how do I eat the whole elephant? It's a big fucking elephant. You eat it one bite at a time, man.
I like that.
That's the only way to do it. And I've really gone through. I didn't realize to what extent I've really been going through some shit. Even though, because I look at my life and I think I got a great life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do.
I would say
I
so.
got and not just stuff. I mean, great people in my life as well. Our relationship is newer within the last year, but Eddie, I love it. Yeah, we have a great relationship, and it's growing. You're learning more about me. I'm learning more about you, and I like being Uncle Troy.
I fuck with Uncle Troy. Hell yeah.
I do. I'm not gonna lie. I like being Uncle Troy, and I'm uncle to a few young guys out there. That I'm just too old to be brother. 40 and up, we could be bros, right? 16 years, we could be bros because there can be that difference.
A little bit of difference, yeah.
Little bit of difference there. But if you're under 40, I got to be your uncle.
It works. Honestly,
it does.
Uncle Troy sounds good off the tongue, so it's good.
And I didn't, expect to get right into a relationship like this with Dawn right after that, but. The other thing is, you know what? There's no right way. I've tried it so many different ways. I don't know what the right fucking way is. And I'm old and I don't have that much time left as far as, to just fuck around.
Yeah.
When you get, over 50, you'll get it. You just don't have time to fuck around. You like me, I like you. Let's make something happen here. And, it's been going really, really well. And sometimes she astonishes me by are you going to put game day on? I mean, she'll literally say shit like that.
I think I overheard her the other day when she was like, oh, you got some football game put on? And I'm
like, she's disappointed that there is no football tonight but we're going to see the opening of the NBA because I got some bets on the NBA games.
Hell yeah.
I took it's called Starting Five on Netflix. It has LeBron and Edwards and just 5 of the
Like the
top
top,
bets.
yeah.
Sabonis. There's 5 of the top bets. Well, I picked 4 of them to win tonight. The one I picked to lose was LeBron and the Lakers because they were playing the guy from the Minnesota Timberwolves, Edwards, who is like, he's
a monster.
He's a monster.
He is a monster.
And I picked him to have over 3. You know, it was 2.5 was the line on threes.
Okay.
So 3.
I mean, that's
and I bet on the
throughout the
Celtics,
entire
and
game.
the Celtics are playing now. That game should be over now. And I
you
bet
wanna
on
pull it up?
Jason Tatum and his numbers, and he already had 18 points before halftime. Yeah, he was lighting it up. Yeah, you said, and there's 4 minutes left in this 130 to 107. So that was a good pick, right? That was a good pick.
Jesus Christ, that is a
So, but I
bad-
picked I picked Miami to win tonight. You know, so I got a little good bet there, and that's fun.
Oh yeah,
But it is fun. So, like I said, I feel like, you know, I have a really good life. I had friends. Bob and I have known each other like I have this relationship with a lot of my clients where they're like friends now.
Yeah.
And, you know, we haven't never seen each other in person, even though we were from the same area.
I was pretty. I think that was the thing that caught me
You know?
off guard the most was the fact that you said that you've actually never seen him in person.
Yeah.
And he was referring to places that you've like talked about before, and I was like, "There's no way these people have never ran into each other."
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
And if we had, we were probably both drunk and we didn't know.
that's exactly what I was about to say. Oh man,
Seriously.
I know.
Well, like, there's a-
I was laughing at home when I was editing because I was like, because that's the thought that came into my head. I was like, they've met before. They just don't. They probably don't remember.
He was drunk and I beat him up. No, but like the one pig bar that he was talking about was the University of Toledo bar. And I was only ever there one time with some friends. And I woke up the next morning, could barely move my leg. So I know I got into a fight that night, but I blacked out and have no idea. And my friends didn't know. My friends didn't tell me, hey, you got in a fight. Like, they didn't know.
They just went about life.
I don't know.
They're just like,
It was bad.
that's just Troy.
It was bad.
Yeah.
And, you know, people that we've been meeting at the gym and creating new relationships. And, you know, I've tried to maintain other existing relationships, but some of those relationships, because I moved, they didn't have to disappear.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those people let them disappear, and, you know, that might be God, and there's a bunch of different things going on with that, and that's fine. I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
You know, I have one that I'm really, really disappointed in, you know, well, actually 2. And it's just disappointing that I thought
there's
there
always
was
gonna be those people.
more there because we had done a lot for each other and just like, really?
Yeah, those ones are the ones that
Really?
suck the most. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I know exactly where you come
But
from.
I also, you know, had goals of wanting to get to certain places, and that takes to be in certain circles with certain people.
Yeah.
And I felt like he didn't want to go with me on the journey. You don't want better, you don't want more. Because I know he didn't want to work like I work. And I get that, you know, because I'm an animal.
You're a workaholic.
Dude, I worked in the fucking hospital, sick in the bed in
Yes.
fucking Vegas. I worked.
Yeah, I know.
I worked.
I know.
Not a motherfucker knew that I was there for 4 days because they got an answer back. Now I fucked up a couple of things and had to fix them when I got back, you know. And they still don't know. I didn't tell them, well, you know, I'm sorry I didn't get you that answer or that solution because I was in the hospital. Because I didn't want to use it. You know why I didn't say? Because I didn't want to use it as an excuse.
Oh yeah.
There was no excuse. I should have still. I did it for 95% of everybody else, but there was a few I missed or whatever. But they got taken care of. Everybody always gets. If I fuck up, you know you're getting taken care of, and you're probably going to get a shirt.
Oh yeah.
I'd rather you pay for the shirt. But then I get down to where I only have a few shirts, and I just give those last few away of that one.
No, I
you know?
get you.
Like I have some in trend we trust.
Okay.
And I only have some of those. So if you're a large and you want an in trend we trust shirt, you know, comment at the bottom of here and share this and I'll and message me. Message me on my other social media and I'll send you one at my expense. It's $10 shipping. I'll give you one of our great shirts that fit like this.
They are
and
super
look great.
comfy, by the
Look,
way.
I'm skinny as fuck right now.
Right now, yeah.
Like, but this shirt still makes me look halfway decent.
I wouldn't say you're super skinny.
I'm super skinny.
To what you're used to, I should.
30-pound difference is big. It's big.
You still have a good amount of muscle on you, though.
I was defined. Now I put on where I even have I just don't want to put more fat on at this point. I want to go back to putting it slower. Because like while Bob was here, I indulged in a little bit of ice because I needed calories. Nothing tasted good. I needed some calories. I was wilting away.
I don't blame you.
So I had some chocolate shakes, dude. I'm not going to lie.
If I was your nurse, I would have been feeding you whatever you wanted, man.
I needed it.
Yeah, that is for sure.
You have these obstacles. I keep getting back to, and I'm not special. I'm just a guy who won't give the fuck up. I'm a guy who's not done yet. You know, COVID can't take me out. You know, whatever this little heart condition is that we figure out what the result is. If it's COVID, something else, we'll figure it out and we'll address it. And I just know 100% that God is not done with me yet. That there's shit. And every day that you wake up, every day that I wake up is a sign from God that you're not done yet. Because if you were, you wouldn't have woke the fuck up. It doesn't get any more. Don't make this shit complicated, people. It's not. And I try to be of service every single day to someone else. When you're feeling shitty, when you're depressed and dealing with this, because I have a guy that I know that was in an AA group that I was in. He's been going through some things, and some of the things he posted, it's like, man, fucking don't post that. You know, that's not. Call me instead of posting that shit. And it's like, you know what? You know what's going to make you feel better? Go do something for somebody that is really hurting. Do something for somebody else. Because you know what makes you feel better and happy? You know where happiness comes from? Being grateful. You cannot be happy if you're not grateful. And when you're grateful, you appreciate what God has given you. It's okay to want more. It's okay to not be satisfied with where you're at and what you have. But you have to do that in conjunction with being grateful for it right now. And I've pretty much never gotten more or better until I was grateful for where I was at. So even though I want to live across the street in the other development, Harvest, I'm not getting there yet.
Yeah.
But I am grateful to be here. It's a 4-bedroom house.
It's a nice house.
It's a 2.5 bath house.
It's a nice house.
And the hot tub is going to be here. I can't use the hot tub now because of my heart condition right now. But at some point I will be. But 3-car garage. And we got 4 vehicles. A Vet, a Range Rover, a Trail Boss truck. 2 of them 24s, the Range Rover a 23, and I think my bike is 20.
Can't forget the bike.
I think my Harley Davidson is a 20. Okay, and it's a beautiful bike.
It's a beautiful bike, that's for sure.
And I had to do that this year. I was like gonna upgrade it. Like, man, it's gonna take something to get that out of my hands. I don't need to upgrade. I'm grateful for that bike. It's a great bike, and like I said, 3-car garage. But we are tight in here, you know, as far as clothes and people, you know, because my employees also
we have a lot
working
going on.
We have a lot going on. We do.
That is for sure.
And I could use some more square feet, but I've just told the real estate agent who owns it that, you know, my lease isn't up until I think May, but I want to be here another year after that. Then I'm good with that. I've accepted that, you know. And again, I'm grateful. I love the location of the house. And, you know, whether it's this neighborhood across the street, it's still this area in relationship to everything else I like and enjoy in the valley.
Like Over Easy right down the street.
There's 2 Over Easies. Oh, there's one, but the new one by Fry's. I haven't been there. So I got one. That's probably even closer. And the other one's within 3.5 miles.
You probably don't have as much traffic.
And I only know that because of my bike, because of biking the distance and stuff. I know how far it is. Yeah. I love that. So whatever's going on for you as well, is there's got to be something, and you got to find it that you're grateful for. And it's this mindset. I didn't have it immediately, and you can't just flip a switch and do it. It takes a little bit of time, but it all started with The Secret and the law of attraction, and watching that or listening to it every day for 30 days some years back.
I remember
when I was in, that's when I worked as a union laborer. I did that for 30 straight days. And that way I could catch myself and catch others. When you're around me, you will see, you're going to say something. I'll be like, fucking take that back, man. Shut the fuck up. You can think that shit, but do not say that shit and put it in the universe. You gotta be careful what you say and put in the universe, because what you focus on is the actions that you're then going to take to make that happen.
Yeah.
It's not complicated.
Nice and simple.
And when you put good shit out there and keep focusing on that good shit, you're going to take steps. And that's what finally happened with putting this podcast together. Mm-hmm. All I did was talk about it. The talk didn't do shit until I focused on it enough to start to take steps, and our paths crossed. And then we took steps. The biggest step was like, buy some fucking equipment. Let's buy some equipment. Let's get started without, you go back, please go back right now and look at our very first video, our third video, our seventh video, and now.
Yeah.
And see the development in a short period of time. I know how to talk, and Chase knows how to put some shit together. That's it.
Yeah.
And we're figuring the rest out.
Yeah. I mean, even remember when we had that we misread that number or whatever, and we said like 90K.
Oh yeah.
Said it, but it was
and then I was
19K.
arguing with somebody over it, and we misread it.
We're at almost 60 now.
Are we?
Yeah, like that number, like ever since that episode happened, that number has nothing but shot up. It's hilarious. I love it. Like I love it.
Well, I wanted to pass my viral video. How about that? Which is at 70, but I want that to keep going. But we're going to get those people over here as well. Yeah. I'll do a video about that and talking about the podcast. I'll post that maybe tomorrow. Do something. But again, I'm not special. I'm just a guy that appreciates what he has, is grateful for what I have. There's things that I want to do. I haven't been poor me. Why me? You know, why did I have this happen to me with my knee? Why have I had this now with COVID? Especially, COVID, like, because nobody talked about COVID and more than me. I never got the vax. This doesn't make me have wanted to, I wish I got the vax. It wouldn't have been as hard on me. No, it wasn't as hard on me because I was as healthy as I was.
Yeah.
That's why it wasn't as hard on me.
Yeah.
Now, if you're not healthy, you'd need the vax because you couldn't take it. And a lot of people's lives could be saved still in the future by getting healthier. There's nothing wrong with getting healthier. If you're vaxxed, what's it going to hurt you to get healthier?
Yeah.
Again, who does it focus on? It didn't hit me because I was overweight. It didn't hit me because I was diabetic, right? And all I had was maybe the age a little bit, right? Starting to get.
In my opinion, from like looking back, I think the injury and then that stopped your like moving around because you were going pretty hard.
Yeah,
and then the amount of effort you were putting into
in my immune system, because I have been going that maybe have been down too and got hit,
kind of like mixed into it. That's what I assumed because even like the day that you that you had the whole knee thing, like you went to the gym the same the
next day.
Who does that, man?
The very next day.
Who does that?
And like I didn't miss a day for like 10, 12 days.
I know, so I think in my opinion, I think that's like kind of like your production kind of went down, so your like the immune system and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was my immune system being compromised because I grind it out, man. But I grind it out.
Oh man, talk about someone that grinds is Troy.
Dude, because I'm not as smart as these other motherfuckers who've been able to do shit like this and become, multimillionaires.
Yeah.
I'm grinding it out for $500,000. I'm grinding it out like I'm doing the same, but I'm not smart enough to
I feel you, man.
Have the ability to put code together and then sell a company and like Dan Martell, the dude knows code.
Yeah.
And then he learned business and how to,
apply.
I know sales
Mm-hmm.
and I know hustle.
Yeah.
That's what I know. And that's what I do. I do sales and I hustle. But I do it based on serving others. That's my sales technique, is doing the right thing by other people. And then believing that if I do the right thing by other people,
Mm-hmm.
God will bless me and it'll just happen. I never focus on the money. I like money. There's nobody I like money, but I don't focus on the money.
Yeah.
I focus on the people. When I help you solve your problem, you solve mine. That's how it goes. But stop focusing on what's in your way, and it's not going to move out of your way. I know it's there. I have these things that are in my way, but I'm not looking at them. I'm dealing with them and still going. I'm not saying, oh man, it's going to take me this much longer. No, man, I'll get there when I'm supposed to get there. This is going to teach me something or help me teach somebody else something, whatever. I'll figure it out. But I can't figure it out by, being a little bitch, and whining about it. That ain't going to figure out shit for anybody. You have to put in the work. You have to put in the grind. And is it fair? It's not about fair, man. Life is never gonna be fair. All these motherfuckers waiting. This whole election is about unfairness.
Jesus. Yeah.
And people wanting shit to be fair. Celebrities and stars and how they get things, it ain't ever gonna be fair. There are people that have devoted really good careers to media and went to school for media. They don't have $80 million like the Kelsey brothers do for a podcast. What did they do?
They were football players.
They were football players.
That's it.
But it is what it is. But that doesn't well, shit, what? I can get what I can get. Maybe I can't get that, but I can still get what I can get. And you can still get that here in this country that you can't get in any other motherfucking country. And get it. Stop whining about where the fuck you're at and the problems. And it's so hard. No fucking shit. It's hard. Do it anyways. All right. Yeah. Cause I totally could see somebody's Facebook post. How's anybody supposed to make a living, even with two incomes? How is anybody supposed to survive? What do you want me to tell you, man? Some people are.
Yeah.
You know what? I go to these basketball games.
Uh-huh.
I go to these football games. You know what I see there?
What's that?
Full stadiums.
Yeah.
With kids. Somebody's paying it. Who the fuck can afford the tickets? Somebody is, motherfucker.
Thousands of people in the
You
stadium.
know what? It'll either be you or it won't be you. But ain't nobody coming to save you. Or you know what? You know what you'll get free tickets to? You'll get free tickets to the UT football game that are $23. Maybe you can get a free ticket from the radio station or some other bullshit. Or maybe you have a friend that'll give you a free ticket to something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But it's not very.
Man, it's not it, man.
You got to work for yourself.
Look, I spent $2,000 on tickets that I didn't get to motherfucking use.
Yeah.
Not one time have I whined or bitched about, that money. You know what? It's just money. I'll make more. And I'll still go to games. I would. We would have went to the Monday Night Football game last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good game.
But, Bob and Cindy left this morning.
Oh, this morning?
So this morning.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you guys still got to.
Yeah, so that's why I didn't go to the Monday. And that would have been a last minute thing because I didn't know that the Cardinals had the Monday night, one of the two Monday Night Football games. Or I'd have went to.
I don't know. I
didn't
know that either.
Just because, why not? That's kind of where Dawn and I are at right now. We're like, why not?
No reason not to.
No reason not to.
I gotta love that.
I don't know if that motivates anybody or anything, but it
motivated
motivates
the guy
me.
over here.
It motivates me. And I'm just trying to do the best I can. And here we are. All right. That's it. We got the testosterone. We got my little bullshit pitch out. And this is the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy.
Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic gotta say, I got him picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life.